Okay, so let's go ahead and start on our backs. All right, bring your feet about the width of your mat, and you can take your arms maybe out in a cactus arms, and let's just do a couple of little knee drops to the side. So taking your knees to one side, and then up and over to the other side. And take your time here, just rolling to the outside or inside edge of the foot. And start to turn the core on a little bit. So think about cinching your waist around your spine and just letting your knees wag back and forth. Shoulders are heavy on the ground. One more to each side. Good. Bring your legs back up to neutral and just walk your feet in so that you've got your heels not too far away from your glutes, and your arms are going to come down by your side. We're going to tuck the tail in between your legs, so pull your pubic bone towards your belly button, and we're just going to peel up to the bottom ribs and then place the hips back down. A couple more like that. So it's a real small little pelvic tilt. I want you to start to turn on your low belly. See if you can feel your glutes turn on as you start to let the hips lift just enough to get your bottom ribs to stay down, but maybe your pelvis to lift off the floor. Give me 3 more. Just exhaling, pulling that pubic bone in and resting your tailbone back down. Try to keep your knees parallel, pointing up to the ceiling. Good. Last little one. All right, now we're going to add on. You're going to go all the way up to the shoulders. So we're going to roll all the way up onto the shoulder blades. Pause at the top. I'm going to feel really nice and long from your shoulders to your knees. And then you're going to exhale and roll the spine back down one vertebrae at a time. So really try to tuck that tail between your legs and get that low back to make contact. Same thing on the way up. I want you to lift the tail and then see if you can lift each vertebrae off the ground before you just come all the way up. So try not to do it in sections, right? I want to do it one piece at a time rather than big chunks at a time. Give me 2 more, rolling all the way up. Keeping those thighs parallel, all the way down. Last one, rolling all the way up. So your feet are about hips width distance apart. We're going to hold ourselves up here at the top. And you're just going to squeeze your knees together, let them go back to parallel. Knees squeeze together and parallel. Good. There's 8, 7. So again, I still want this feeling of your tailbone lengthening and your pubic bone curling in towards your belly button. So there's some feeling of tilting the hip bones in towards your bottom ribs. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1, let the knees go back to parallel. You're just going to come halfway down, squeeze it up. Halfway down, squeeze it up. So I want you to think more of a tilt as you come up. So you're squeezing, but the squeezing of your glutes is going to encourage you to feel like your pubic bone curls towards your belly button every time. Good. Let's go for 6. 5, I want you to feel this burning up in that glute. 4, right where the crease goes to your hamstring. 3, 2, 1, hold it up here. We're just going to dip the hips from left to right. Little side to side. I want you to squeeze the cheek as you rise up and try to level out the hips each time. Let's go from side to side for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your hips up. Wiggle your feet all the way together. Take that right leg up to the ceiling. If you need to, you can leave it in tabletop, but you're just going to hold it up. And here we go, little pulses up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that leg, hold the hips up. Just drop that right leg down towards the floor to tap. Bring it right back up. I want to watch that I'm not lowering my right hip, and that right leg can go only as low as you can maintain that length in your low back. So I don't want you to feel like you have to arch your back to drop that leg. We're gonna let the leg go below the hip. If it doesn't touch the floor, that's no big deal. Let's take 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, switch the feet. Right foot goes right next to the left. Left leg comes up. Take it, little squeezes up, up, up. There's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up. Here we go. Left leg's gonna drop down and up. If you can tap the floor, great, but I don't want it to compromise that left hip, staying level with the right and feeling like you've got equal space between the ribs and the hips. Doesn't change. Let's go from 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Place that left foot next to the right. Squeeze the thighs together. You've got them all the way together. Now, last one, we're just gonna dip the hips halfway down, lift it up. Last little set, squeeze those thighs together. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow roll all the way down. Good job. Bring your knees into your chest. Give them a little hug. Let's come into happy baby. You can grab the outer edges of the feet, or maybe grab the back of your thighs, and you're just gonna pull the knees down wide to the outside of the ribs. Just rock back and forth for a second here, just stretching out those glutes and go back. Good, maybe you straighten out into the left leg. Bend it in, straighten out into the right leg. Bend it in. Good. All right, head and shoulders are gonna stay down on the ground, arms down by your side, legs are in tabletop. And then from here, we're just gonna start warming up the core a little more. You're gonna tap the toes, alternating little toe taps. Now, you can tap the heels, or you can tap the toes. The lower your legs cross in the air, the more challenging this becomes. Good. Let's go for 5, 4, 3. Feel these bottom ribs pressing down into the ground behind you. 2, 1, and 1. Bring your legs in a tabletop. Hands come behind the head, curl your head and shoulders up. We're gonna extend the right leg out, pull it in. Left leg out, pull it in. Right, left. Good, we're gonna add a little twist here. So you're gonna twist towards your bent knee as you send the opposite leg out across the room. So you got these kind of bicycles. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1. Back to center. We're gonna take those legs out across the room, bring them in, both legs. Out across the room, and in. Try to get those shoulder blades up. There's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold those legs out. You can take them as high as you need to. Little swimmer kicks. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees in, reach the arms forward. Little lifts of the shoulders. Little lift, little lift. Reach, reach. Here's 7, 6. Drive your belly down each time you pulse up. Here's 3, 2, 1. Good job. Bring those knees in. Straighten out those legs. Arms come overhead. We're going to do our nice full roll up here. So on your exhale, let's go ahead and plant those heels down into the ground. Arms come up, and the shoulders come up. roll all the way up to the top. Again, we're gonna flex the feet and hinge from the hips and try to reach past the toes. And we're gonna find that nice big stretch to the back chain of the leg. Then you're gonna sit up and roll it all the way back down. Tuck, slow roll with control. Exhale, arms reach, roll it up, reach and hinge. Stretch out those legs. You can bring your ears in between your arms. Up and roll it back. Now I'm keeping my feet flexed. You can point your toes, but sometimes with the toes pulled back, you can get a little more hamstring stretch. Up and roll back. Let's get 4 more like that. Up and reach. There's 4. Here's 3. 2. Last one. Reach over those toes, grab for the ankles or the shins, maybe even the feet if you can access it. Let your head hang and just stretch here in this rounded position. So grab somewhere, maybe again, it can be your ankles or your shins, but I want you to feel your spine get long as you inhale. I want you to get like a flat back and reach the top of your head towards your toes. And then exhale, you can fold and round the glutes. 2 more like that. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Feel like you're pulling your chest towards your toes and your sit bones are back. And then exhale, round. 1 more. Inhale, lengthen. Pull the chest forward. Get long in the spine. Exhale, round, drop the chin to the chest. Good. Inhale, sitting on up. We're just gonna take the hands behind the head and you're gonna exhale, tuck your tail under you and roll back about halfway. All right, from here, you can keep the hands here behind the head. You can have them forward if you like. We're just gonna pick up this right leg and kind of do a little half circle and tap it to the outside of the mat. Then bring it back up and in to center. Left leg picks up, little half circle up and out to the outside of the mat, back to center. Just alternating back and forth. Keep that pubic bone curling towards your belly button. Right, I want to try to keep this nice and short in here. I want to feel like my bottom ribs are sliding into my front pockets. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1. Come back to center. Arms are going to reach forward. You're going to rotate over to the left. And then from here, we're just going to go back an inch, up an inch. Back an inch, up an inch. Get that right sit bone nice and heavy. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it here, hands and chest rotate, just little rotation to the left. Last 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back up through center, stack your spine, readjust, get your sit bones heavy, tuck the tail, roll it back. Rotate to the right. Here's that little back an inch, up an inch. So each time I lean back, I want to feel like I'm pushing my tail underneath me. Here we go for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it back, little twists, little twist. Heavy up that left sit bone, don't let it come with you. Just the rotation in the waist. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back through center. We're gonna plant the feet nice and wide. and we're just gonna push up into this squat. So I wanna push my elbows into my knees and squeeze my knees into my arms. And I'm just gonna have this little squat position for a moment, opening up the low back. Maybe make a little bit of some head movement here to stretch out the neck. Good, and then start to straighten into the legs. Walk your feet in so that they're about hips width distance apart. Soften your knees for a moment and just let your upper body hang here. Bend your elbows, place your hands in the creases of your elbows. And again, soften your knees until you feel like your torso is pretty vertical and can feel like some traction can get created from your head and shoulders, kind of tugging a little bit on the spine. Let your chin tuck in towards your chest. Try to rock the weight a little bit more into the arches of the feet so you feel like it's evenly distributed between the ball and the heel. Take one more breath here. Exhale, relax. Good. Hands come down on either side of your feet. Bend your knees to inhale and extend the spine nice and long forward. Exhale, fold over those thighs. You can start to straighten into the legs a little bit. Two more like that. Inhale, lengthen forward. You look like a diver getting ready to swim or jump into the water here. Exhale, fold forward, straighten the legs. One more. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, lengthen, and just step that right foot all the way to the back of the mat so you're in this long lunge, and then we're going to lower that right knee all the way to the floor and just let the hips fall forward. Just taking a breath or two here. Place your right hand on the ground and that left hand on your left knee, and you're just going to start to turn your chest towards that left knee. Take another breath here. That left hand's going to come down on the outside of the left foot, and you're going to start to straighten into that left leg. Point the toes up to the ceiling, get that runner's lunge or stretch here. Good. Place that left foot down. Tuck your right toes. Look forward. We're just going to step that right foot all the way up to meet the left, and then step the left foot all the way back. Get a nice long lunge here. And then lower the left knee down and just sit and breathe for a second. Good, keep that left hand on the ground, right hand goes on the right knee, and start to rotate your sternum towards your knee. Take another breath. Good. Start to straighten into that right leg. Bring your hands on either side of the shin. Try to drop the right sit bone towards the floor, toes point up, chest reaching towards the toes. Good. Place that right foot down, tuck the back toes, look forward, place your hands like little cupcake hands, and we're gonna just hop switch. So now you're gonna switch the feet, so the left one's in front, then you're gonna switch again. So we're trying to stay kind of light in the hands and make this more about your feet hopping back and forth. Let's see if we can get just maybe 5 more in here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. Plant the hands, step both legs back to plank, pausing here in your plank. Look forward, tail towards your heels. Really zip that pubic bone in towards your belly button. Feel like you're dragging your hands energetically back towards your feet. Maybe one more big breath here. Good, we're gonna shift our hips back over our heels and forward over the wrists. Hips back over the heels, shoulders over the wrists. Let's go for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it back. Here's our little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten into the legs, downward facing dog. Pedal the feet here. Stretch out the back of the leg. So you can take your time, going from side to side. Good, last round. Just dropping one heel, bending the opposite knee. And then switching. All right, that right leg's gonna go up and back behind you. Open your hip to the side of the room. So try to stack your hips one on top of the other. Drop your right shoulder to the floor. So keep your chest square to the ground. And then bend that right knee so your heel comes towards your glute. And see if you can move that knee more back behind you so it feels like you're stretching the front of the hip. One more breath. And then keep that knee bent. Exhale, square off the hips. Shift forward into plank. And bring that right knee all the way forward to tap that right elbow. Hold it there. Take it over the left elbow. Hold it there. Good. Pick it up. Set it between the hands. Now make sure your weights are right there, because we're going to grab those as we come up. So if you need to grab your weights, go ahead. Check your feet. Get them off a tightrope. Get them hips width distance apart. Press down into the right foot until you feel your glute turn on, and then we're just going to come like halfway up. So I should feel like a nice straight line from my heel to the top of my head. And then from here, I'm going to take those arms wide like a T. Elbows are going to be up at shoulder height and then right back down. So I want to try to pick up that wingspan from the back of the shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades glide in. Here's 7, 6, 5. Try to engage the muscles around the shoulder blade, not in your neck. 3, 2, 1. So from here, we're gonna lean back and come into this crescent lunge, and the arms are gonna go forward. Then we're gonna hinge forward, and the arms are gonna go wide. So you come up, arms come up with you. You come down, arms go wide. Here we go, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back up. Thumbs are pointed to the ceiling. Take those arms wide and together. Wide, together. Here's 8, 7, 6. We're just holding this crescent lunge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold those arms forward. You're going to take that left knee like it's going to go down to the floor, and we're going to bend the elbows. And then from here, we're going to punch the arms up and come all the way up to straight legs. Bend the elbows. Feel like that left knee is going down to tap. And then straight up. Down and up. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to take your elbows into your ribs, hinge your weight forward into that right leg, pick that right leg up and come into this warrior 3. Arms are going to reach down towards the floor, and they're going to pull those elbows up and back. Reach them down, pull them up. Now if you can, we're going to bend the right knee like we're reaching to the ground, straighten the right leg, pull the elbows up. Bend, reach, pull back. Last 7, pull that belly in, support your low back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step that left foot back. Put your hand weights down, place your hands down, step back to plank. Pause here, looking forward. Lower your knees. Here's our chaturanga push-ups. Elbows tap your ribs, push back up. Ribs and up. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way to the floor. Tops of the feet are on the ground. Grab those hand weights. Take them back by your sides. Your pinkies are going to point up to the ceiling. You're going to take the heads of your shoulders, the ones on the floor, and lift them away from the ground. So your head and shoulders are elevated away from the floor. Press your pubic bone down. Lift your pinkies up. Little lifts. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7. Lift your belly away from the floor. There's 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Take them out a few inches, in a few inches. Out, in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring your weights back in front, set them down. Reach your hands forward. Pinkies on the floor, thumbs to the ceiling. Now we're going to lift those arms up, lift those legs up. Little lifts. 10, 9, just little pulses of the arms and legs. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Hands come on either side of those ribs. Push back to your knees. Send it back through child's pose. Take a breath here. Forehead on the ground. Butt back on your heels. All right, let's do side 2. So, tuck your toes, pick up your hips, send it back to downward facing dog, pedal the feet for a moment. Left side, left leg goes up and back, bend the knee, open the hip to stack, square off your chest to the floor, stretch that knee back and feel that lengthening from your shoulder to your knee. Good, and then we're going to shift forward, keep that knee bent, hold it at that left elbow, hold it at the right elbow, step in between the hands, reach forward, grab those weights. Now just remember, this left hip is going to hug in, right? I don't want it to pop out to the side. I want it to stay tucked in towards center. Get your feet hips width distance apart, grab your weights, lift up just halfway. A lot of engagement here in that left glute. All right, just the arms, out and in. Palms face each other, palms face the floor. There's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. Arms come up. You hinge forward, arms go wide. Lean back, arms come up. Lean forward, arms go wide. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come upright, crescent lunge. Arms come up. Just take them wide, together. Wide, together. There's 8, 7, 6, get a little lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Arms are parallel. You're going to lower the knee, bend the elbows, push them both up to the ceiling, straightening the legs. Bend, straighten. There's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Good, drop those arms down. Send your weight to that left foot. Here we go. Warrior 3. Okay, last little bit. Elbows are gonna pull up and reach down. Pull up, reach down. Here we go. If you can bend your elbows as your arms are reaching down, and then pull those elbows up as you straighten the leg. Reach for the floor, bend the knee, pull them both up. Here we go, last 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. Good job. Step that right foot back. Place those hand weights down. Place your hands down. Step your left foot back, plank. Now we're going to come on the forearms. First, go onto that right forearm. Just angle it slightly to the corner, left corner, and we're going to stack those hips for the side plank. Holding here, lift the hips. Maybe that left arm reaches up. Little pulses up. Up, up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch it to the left. Left arm down, a little bit angled towards that right corner. Stack the hips. Maybe the arm reaches up. Little lifts. You can always support yourself with this right hand, and your right foot can go on the floor. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Forearm planks. Now those forearms are parallel. Look forward. Holding here. Give me 3 more breaths. Lower the knees, lower the belly. Chest pulls forward for that Sphinx pose, shoulders down. Good job. Rest the ribs down. You're going to take those elbows in by your ribs and those hands out wide, like little penguin arms. And now from here, we're just going to lift the whole arm up off the floor, squeezing the elbows in by your side. And now you're going to extend those arms out wide like a T, pull them into the ribs. Out wide like a T, pull them into the ribs. So you can keep your hands on the same plane as your elbows. Don't let them back down. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, squeeze those elbows in. Hands are about a 90-degree bend from the elbow. Tap the floor with the hands. Pick them up. Tap, pick them up. The whole time my elbows are squeezing into my ribs. Here we go. 6, 5, 4. I want to feel this in the back of my shoulder. 3, 2, 1. Reach those arms all the way forward by your ears. Lift the legs. Holding. Lift your belly away from the floor. Good job. Hands come wide for push-ups. We're going to push up to the knees and down. So your hands are probably the width of your mat, or maybe even a little wider. You can bring your heels into your butt if you want. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way to the belly. Take that left arm out at a diagonal. Rest your ear on the floor. And just roll onto your left side, stretching your chest. That left arm is reaching. Take one more big breath here. Good. Roll back to center. Take that right arm out at a diagonal. Rest your right ear on the floor. Roll onto your right side. Take a breath here. Good. Roll back to center. Press into your hands, come back. Walk your hands forward and get up on your knees, and then keep your hips over your knees. Try to lower your forehead to the floor, but keep your forearms lifting off the ground. Press into your hands, and think of dropping your chest towards the floor. Zip your belly up so you're not doing this in the low back, but the upper back is getting this feeling of a back bend. One more breath. Good. Walk those hands in. Last one. You're going to just thread the needle here. We're going to take that right arm in between your left knee and your left arm. It's gonna slide all the way across until my right ear comes on the ground. Now I'm gonna use this left hand like a kickstand and just slightly turn my chest towards that palm. Keep that left hip wrapping in. Take one more breath. Good, press up. Let's switch sides. Right hand on the floor, left arm's gonna thread the needle all the way through till the left ear comes down. Rotate. You can use that right hand with a little kickstand. Good, press back up. And just give me a couple of cat and cows here, rounding the back, lifting the chest and lifting the sit bones. One more. Rounding and lifting. Good job. And you are all done for today. Great work.